رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Today I want to speak to you about how to effectively master fiqh. So if you're a student of ilm and you want to study the religion, you might come across a book in fiqh. This, for example, is a book in Hanbali fiqh, Zad al-Mustaqni' fi ikhtisar al-Muqni'. How do you become a master of fiqh? Now, when some people study fiqh, they may find some issues that confuse them. Number one, kathratul masail, the amount of masail you're studying, and just the sheer breadth of what you're going through. Another thing that may confuse a student when they're studying is the examples that they're finding in the kitab. A person will try to write down the examples, and actually when doing that, they're losing what they should be studying, which is the qa'idah of the chapter, qa'idatul bab. So here, inshallah ta'ala, I want to give you 4 things that you need to study in order to understand fiqh. Number 1, you need to understand the qa'idah of what you're going through, the qa'idah of the chapter. So you can look at the chapter, you can read the chapter, but what is the mu'allif trying to actually get to? What's the author of the book trying to teach you? What's the qa'idah? He's going to mention a qa'idah. What do I mean by qa'idah? Qa'idah is the legal maxim. What's the legal maxim that he's using? Because once you understand the legal maxim, you know what you're going through, inshallah ta'ala. You know what you're studying. So you need to find out the qa'idah of the bab. It can be in the definition, it might be after the definition, or when he's explaining what it is after he defines it. But you'll find the qa'idah. Once you understand the qa'idah, you need to do a second thing, which is fahmul adilla wa hifdhuha. You need to understand and memorize the dalil. So the sheikh is going to bring you a definition, then he's going to bring you the dalil of the thing that you're studying. You have to memorize the dalil because he's not going to bring you the whole ayah or the whole hadith. He might just give you the shahid, for example, just the shahid, for example. In some abwab of mu'amalat, for example, az-za'imu gharim, az-za'imu gharim. Even though the hadith is a long hadith, okay? وَالْبَيْتُ وَالدَّيْنُ مَقْضِيٌّ وَالزَّعِيمُ غَارِمٌ. He doesn't bring the whole thing, he'll just tell you this particular thing needs az-za'imu gharim. Khalas, what does that mean? So now you need to know the qa'idah, the legal maxim of what you're studying. Then you need to understand, which is the qa'idah. Then you need to understand the dalil, the adillah. That can also be an ayah, Quran, hadith. And also, if the mas'ala is not backed by straightforward ahadith or ayat, you need to look for the illah of the hukum, which is the legal reasoning. What's the reason behind the hukum? And sometimes this is even with the presence of dalil. So you'll look for the qa'idah, you look for the dalil, and then when looking at the dalil, you need to look at the illah. So the sheikh will say, this is the dalil, and the reason why it's the dalil is kada wa kada wa kada. It's such and such and such and such and such and such. That particular thing, you need to get that down. That's called the illah. You will later study what the illah is and the masalikul illah, how to actually get the legal reasoning. When you study usul al-fiqh, when you get onto qiyas, you'll understand that. You don't need to get that now. But just for now, know that you need to understand the illah. After that, so on the 4th thing now, the dhabit, which is the criteria of application of the qa'idah. So the sheikh is going to tell you the qa'idah, the dalil, and the illah, the legal reasoning, and then he's going to tell you what's the dhabit of this hukum, meaning when you come across things which are not in the examples, how can you know that this ruling applies to it? There's going to be a dhabit, there's going to be a criteria, okay, a criteria that this particular thing needs to fit into. Once you understand those 4 things, and you start to realize that it occurs in most chapters of fiqh, especially after you study ibadat, then you'll find that you'll become stronger and stronger in fiqh, and you'll be able to see sirrul mas'ala, the real mas'ala being spoken about, and you'll realize that the amthila, that the that the examples that the sheikh is bringing is simply taqreeb as-surah. It's just simply for you to to help you understand it. It's almost like a red herring. It's there to help you, but the mithal is not what's important. What's important is understanding the 4 things I said. I remember when I was studying Zad al-Mustaqni, and When you go through, for example, the chapter of water, and one of the things he keeps saying is كمصانع طريق مكة. When I was young and trying to study fiqh, I said, what's the masani' on the way to Mecca? What's all of this about? Ignoring the qa'idah, ignoring the dalil, ignoring the illah, ignoring the badit. Had I focused on those things, I'd realize that when the Sheikh is talking about masani' fi tariq Mecca is simply an example. Get those things down, and inshallah ta'ala, you're on your way to becoming a faqih as time goes by. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.